Hey everybody. While watching the Olympics the other day, I saw a graphic something like this go by, and I thought it would be a fun exercise. I'm sure I'm not doing it justice here, but still, I wanted to give a shot at putting it together in the Unreal Engine motion design tools and use the cloners and all. So I figured I would share a breakdown, an overview of how I created this. This is not a full step-by-step tutorial on how to make this. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to post about that in the comments. But for now, I just wanted to provide a bit of an overview in how I created this in the hopes that maybe this would be of use to you in your own work. So let's go ahead and take a look at how all of these different things are made. I'm just going to go ahead and pause my animation. Now, interestingly, I'm going to start with this background and just note that that was the very last thing I added after I had everything else working. The background is just a simple rectangle. It's sent far into the background, so this is like almost 1200 units back in X, and it is just a material designer material that's playing a video. So if I scroll down, here's the material designer material, edit that, and it's just an emissive color, and that emissive color is using a media stream. So in order to play a video directly in the material designer, you go to the plugins, edit plugins, and type in media stream, and you need to activate both media stream and material designer media stream bridge. With both of those activated, then you can select a video file or an asset or whatever, so that this can play through. I also do have the electric player activated. Okay, so this is configured to play on open and be looping. So this video is just going to play regardless of what the sequencer is doing. It's just going and going and going. And the other thing to note is that on that rectangle, I did use the add button to add a holdout composite so that we don't have any temporal anti-aliasing on that rectangle so that the video stays clear and sharp. So if I click on add and type in holdout, there's holdout composite there. And that is part of the composite tool, I think it is, composite core, there we go. And I think that's usually activated by default with motion design, but that holdout composite component comes from composite core. So that's the background. That's easy enough. I'm just going to go ahead and hide that and focus on the rest, which is mostly cloners. Let's just go ahead to the beginning and hit play so you can see this without the background video. And there we go. So we have 3 splines driving 3 cloners. Now I do have kind of these little highlights in the background. All they are is a pair of ellipsis shapes, and they have a kind of a radial gradient in them. And so if I select one of these and scroll down, somewhere in here, I should have edit material designer. And you can see, like, that's it. It's an emissive color and it's an opacity, and they're both radial gradients, and that gives us kind of this kind of subtle glow. And I just put one ellipsis into each corner. So there's one down here and there's one up here, and that takes care of the glow. So let's just go ahead and hide those. And that leaves us with the cloners. Now the cloners are all being driven by splines. So I can go out of game view mode so we can see the splines. So one spline started out mainly as a straight line, and then I added control points to make it into a circle, and then like just have some more control points for it to exit. And then that is set up to be a operator stack modifier path. So it's a spline path modifier for this cloner. So that way the cloner will follow along, and I'm animating the progress of that. So right about here, I think this is, yeah, cloner 3 is the sparkler. And so up until this point, the sparkler's just sitting around out of frame waiting to go. And then when we get to this point, that's its cue to start moving. And then you see that the progress gets animated. And then once we exit, we're all done with that. Okay, so that takes care of that little circle thing, and then the skier is a pair of splines that were traced. So I think here is the image. Yeah, so I have like this little image, and I just traced that with spliners. And so there are my 2 spline actors, and then I created a pair of cloners, and the layout of these cloners is a spline layout. So they're not being used like the other one was, where it has a modifier that's on a spline path. Instead, these are actually layout spline. And there are, 3,000 clones along that spline, which means that if there are no effectors on them, they're just going to make the shape of that spline. So if I were to, say, take this line 1 cloner here and knock it down to 30 clones, you can see those 30 clones individually, right? And then if I go to 50, we get more, and then 100, and we got more, and so on. 300, it starts to look pretty solid, but we still see the little dots. So I went all the way up to 3,000, and now we have these smooth lines. But these smooth lines are just 3,000 clones. So I added a single effector to that cloner, and this effector has forces activated. So there's some vortex force, and set really low, like just 8. And curl noise is 2, and drag force linear is 3. And those forces are also being augmented by a little bit of procedural curl noise here, and location strength of 100. The only thing being animated on this effector is the magnitude. So when we're nearing 1, if I go to the beginning of this animation, the magnitude is almost 1, and that scatters the clones. And I've got that effector affecting both of the lines. So this one effector is all that's animated. It's dispersing the clones right now, and then when we play, this magnitude lowers in the effector until it hits 0 for a few moments, and that gives us the shape, and then we scatter them again. So that is the whole thing. I can go ahead and reactivate my little corner glows here so we can see those, and then I can activate my background, and there's the whole effect. So I hope this overview walkthrough helps, and until next time, have fun.